YouTubies! Hi! Hey, YouTubies! I feel like I clicked the record button mid. I feel like I clicked it mid me saying hi, YouTubies. So now I'm not sure. But hi, YouTubies! It's me, Zachary Michael, also! Hey, hello.
Hi, Stinkies.
Charmingly awkward Mona. Thanks for subscribing for 74 months. That's such an incredibly long time to be putting up with my bullshit. Thanks for being here. Okay. All right. So today, y'all. Hey, y'all. Why did my Southern come out? I'm not from the South. I am from Southern Illinois though, so maybe that's the vibe. Anyways, y'all, today we're catching up with the old Sarasota Tim and Life and Vibe. I can't remember. I think the last time that I think I just recently covered Tim, yeah? Oh yeah, 11 days ago. Like before I went, it was my last video before I went on vacation. And I think I said, hey y'all, I'm aware of the fact that Sarasota Tim has this court case with Life and Vibe coming up. And potentially when I get back, if there's like information about it, we could potentially talk about it here. So Life and Vibe, aka Ray, her name is Ray. She did in fact give an update. She actually though hid it behind a like super chat goal on her live stream. We're not gonna watch everything up before this because she's just like directly reacting to Tim. But at the very beginning of it, she says, "Hey, I'll give you an update about the court case with Tim if we meet the goal." Which, like, get your bag, girl, get it, get after it. The Caitlin Amanda, thanks so much for 5 months at tier 1, appreciate it. So we're gonna get the tea directly from her. I tried to go, there's no video that is seemingly directly titled or about the court case from Tim's end of things. This is his channel. I don't know why I had to tell you that. It's, I think, obvious. She gave this update on August 13th of 2026. And that's about 6 days ago. So we're really looking at this time frame right here where he's talking about being on the road. I figured it out. This is how you travel. This one could potentially be about it. When people try to destroy you, why I put my trust in God. And then also potentially I could see a world where this one that says, thank you community, everyone. Thank you community for all the support, comments, emails, and text. I think all of those could potentially be about it. But we're going to start off with listening to Ray talk about it in her stream. As a bit of a backstory, I gotta be honest that I don't entirely understand Ray's point of view for having a lawsuit against Tim. My very basic understanding of what is going on here is that he copyright struck her channel many times, like multiple times even. Miss L. Reed, thanks so much for 100 bits. Appreciate that. And she talked about, in the videos that I did watch, about how he was like trying to ruin her income, ruin her channel, things like that. Delirious Sims, thanks so much for rating in. Hi, hello, welcome in. We are just getting started on talking about, Life and Vibe and her lawsuit with Sarasota Tim. We're not too far into it. So I think it's mostly related to copyright stuff and him impeding on her being able to do her job as a public health educator. maybe she'll go in this one and explain it over again, and maybe you'll get a little bit more context. We previously watched her talk about, there were some videos where she talked about how he was trying to not have to come to Virginia for the actual court case. He was trying to just do, well, I think initially he tried to just get the case dropped altogether. And then once the judge was like, no, we're gonna hear this case, he tried to get a virtual appearance so he didn't have to drive all the way to Virginia. And then the judge was like, no, you have to come to Virginia for this. And yeah, that's kind of the last time I checked in on it. Anybody have any questions before we hear what she has to say? All the way to Virginia. Exactly. Exactly. Also, she has a disclaimer on this video that says the information presented in this stream is based strictly on public records, official documentation, and public statements made by the creator. All opinions expressed are commentary based on these facts. I don't know if she always puts that in or not, but I'm guessing because it has, I mean, she's sharing her own personal information in here. I think I already knew that this was Tim's full name, so I think it is already out there somewhere. But just to say that, like, she's sharing this as a part of her own public court record. So, I don't know. She didn't blur. I guess she actually did blur some stuff up here. Whatever's going on up there, she has blurred. But, I don't know. I do know that people have referred to him by Tim Baker throughout places on the internet that I've watched stuff. So, surprise, his legal name is not Sarasota Tim. But anyways, if you're ready to get started, we may jump around if it feels like she's not getting to the point. But if you're ready to get started with Miss Ray, dox me when I first chatted in here by going to your Twitch account, dupe dudes. You could put some 69s in the chat though if you're ready. I thought his legal name was Timberly. You know, that's what I had been thinking too. I was actually surprised to find out it wasn't. I was actually shook. I was shook. All right, let's get to. And I think this is her chat over here because this was a live stream.
Too nice. I'm too nice. Okay. All right, you guys. So here's the. Yeah, Judy's helping me out. Yeah, you help me out, Judy. Thank you, Judy. Help a girl out. You know how hard it is to be a female streamer and get, and to not feel embarrassed about asking for money. It's hard because guy streamers do it all the time. Like I said, I had a gentleman last night who had one false flag from Jeremy Hambley, and he put out a $500 goal, of which I think he raised, and I'm not saying I'm doing that today. I'm just saying this is not unusual in the world of YouTube, guys, okay? I'm educating. And
this is just her sorry. This is her talking about setting the super chat goals for her to share the court case information. I don't, in case you're wondering like what we're jumping into. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. I think she's just feeling insecure about asking for money. But she's not wrong to say that like people are doing this all the time. But I am gonna maybe fast forward a little bit, to see when she gets the actual court case. Okay, here we are.
So it actually started out, okay, so we got there, the hearing, so there we can go. It was a contested hearing because Tim actually did show up to contest the case. That's how it becomes contested. Obviously, Tim was found. The judgment went to the defendant in the end, and it was really, the judge told me, to do with technicalities. of the case. So, for example, for me really to have shown fair use, I would need to go to federal court and have a case tried, which gets very expensive, to say I do everything under fair use. Even though I've had an attorney state that how I, present my material is under fair use, and we know it's done under.
Yeah, so spoiler alert, she lost the case. Which, I'm very curious. I'm very curious to hear more about, what happened, and why, because, I think I was already trying to say, I didn't inherently understand what the basis of her court case was, what she was trying to say Tim did. The only thing that makes me upset about it, to be clear, is that I think Tim's gonna think really highly of himself, which is unfortunate. But I think I said this previously, that I didn't quite understand what her argument was that she was trying to make.
Fair use on YouTube, obviously that would have to be argued in a federal case. So that would actually show that was fair use. The judge had a really tough time also understanding YouTube's copyright system. It's not something they're familiar with. So there were some technicalities, but she actually told me I did a really good job. One, you have to remember that Tim attempted to try to not even come to court. So he was unable to avoid trial. And so we finally went to trial. Probably
her accent is strange. Well, she's from the UK, but I think she's lived in the United States for a considerable amount of time. If I recall her lore correctly.
Sometime around 10 a.m. this morning, and we probably stood and argued in front of the judge for a good hour.
An hour?
I tried to explain my case as clearly as I could, in understanding that many of these judges are not familiar with the YouTube copyright system and how it can be used to actually take a person's monetized channel down. And I actually did have, and I'm going to share this email, and I haven't shared it with anybody, and I'm going to share it today.
I think I think if I remember correctly, part of her argument was that she lost out on income and from being able to do her job, because he was abusing the copyright system and things like that. I think my issue with that is that, you still are making an income from YouTube. You still are able, it obviously didn't work, And so that is also, why I'm confused. I don't know. It's just giving silly. I've peripherally seen a lot of people in Girl World do, silly, goofy ass lawsuits and things like that. And I just, it doesn't feel like it's worth your time, especially if the, YouTube system, which admittedly is not great, is very flawed. The YouTube copyright system, as somebody who has experienced it many, many times at this point, very, very flawed. It seems like it still ended up working out in your favor in the end because you still have your channel, right? I may be in a different place if he actually had been successful in getting her channel taken down. But if I recall correctly, she was saying that Tim was gonna owe her $30,000 or something when she won this case. And to no shade to Ray, Ray seems like a very nice and lovely person. As far as I know, as far as from what I've watched. And so no offense to her, but ain't no way that whatever amount of time she might not have been able to post because of Tim's copyright strikes, was she making anywhere near $30,000 on YouTube. Just I can say that just by looking at her view count, looking at where she's at in terms of like where her channel's at and stuff like that, that not even knowing how much time away that she had from YouTube because of his abuse of the copyright system, not even knowing that, I can tell you that there was no way she was like losing out on $30,000 worth of income. I'm an attorney and I'm shocked the judge even gave them an hour. Judges typically hate dealing with petty stuff like this and won't even listen to it. Did she have to spend money on a lawyer? She did at one point, but ultimately she ended up representing herself in the actual courtroom. I think she did have a lawyer initially.
We're out of the case, and this was the 100% preponderance that I had from the beginning of this trial. And so this was really what was said by Tim back on September the 30th, 2024. And I know.
Okay, wait. Okay. I don't know if she's about to read it, but let me move this around so we can read everything. Okay. On Monday, September 30th, 2024, Atomic Sage wrote, Olive, more nonsense from Tim and CGM. What is this blur that she has here? Maybe I'll just wait and see if she reads it. Maybe I'll just wait and see, because maybe she'll give us more context here.
Chris, Google Maps, your name is on here, and you were not obviously called in as a witness, but this is what kind of showed a potential preponderance of Tim wanting to use the copyright system in order to actually take channels down. So this was a message that Atomic Sage has saved. You might remember that. I don't mean to show Atomic Sage's email address. Sorry, Atomic Sage.
Ray's just out here taking great care to protect the people.
They're going to get me for that one, probably. I don't think that might have been actually on their channel. So that was probably a one there. You are a misandrist. Okay. I hate men. No, not really. I talk about women too.
You are a misandrist. You hate men. Sarasota Tim, offended outcast, Jeb's Journey, your ex-husband, the mountain man. Do you see an issue here? Also, if she hates men, what's the problem with that? No, you know what? I wish people were accusing me of hating men. I wish that was the problem I had, because that would be true. I do hate most men. But here we are.
Okay, well, I don't like liars, actually. There's a big difference between disliking men and disliking liars. And if you take a look at my platform, I've made commentary around both men and women.
It is interesting that when it comes to commentary channel, there does seem to be some kind of like, oh, the only reason you could be addressing these people is because you hate XYZ identity of theirs. And I'm only saying that because now this is like the third time it's come up. You know, it's come up with me, with people saying that I hate women, and that's why particularly people like to say I hate fat women, specifically, even though, you know, there's plenty of examples of me talking about other people from other identities. And then it came up with the Peter Mon thing, where whatever that lady was trying to say about him. And now people are trying to discredit Ray because she covers a lot of men that lie.
Who spread medical misinformation. So if you think anybody who receives commentary or criticism is all about hatred, I think you really need to understand debate. I think you need to understand critical thinking. I think you need to understand when somebody is putting their public profile on YouTube, they are going to be subject to criticism. And I use them to educate people because most of these people don't know what they're doing. Offended Outcast was an SO. Jeb's Journey is somebody with a history of abuse to children. My ex-husband was an alcoholic and a drug addict. So, you know, what can I say? That was on me, okay? That one's on me. being with that person's on me. The rest of them, that's on everybody else who supports these people. Oh, yes, Anna, I'm going to make you a moderator. So I just needed to get your handle, and I am going to move you to moderator, Anna, because I know you had requested. So I am going to do that so that you can help with this. So let me get you so that you can help
Diva,
these guys out.
Are you going to read this? I want to know.
Okay.
I want to know this screenshot of these comments on a video, on one of Tim's videos, that's led you to believe that you had a preponderance of evidence that led to you being able to have this court case.
So I remember that you did request it. So I am going to do that. So anyway, so this was the original thing, and September 2024.
Posif.
And I wish I'd cut off Atomic.
Who is CGM? CGM is Chris Google Maps. And he's like, if I know my Sarasota Tim lore, good, well, if I know it at all, he's like a huge Sarasota Tim supporter, and I think he has his own YouTube channel, or has at different points. I've always had a hard time watching her because she's very easily distracted. Now, Jamie, how do you manage to watch me then, Diva?
Say just email address now, but it's an email address. Okay. Don't send any hate to Atomic Sage, please. They don't really put out content like they used to. You were there today, Ray? Oh, yes. The two you saw over to. Yes, I did see you. I think I turned around and smiled.
We were there today, Ray. The two you saw over to your left just ahead of you. Oh, at the courtroom.
I waved. I think I was actually quite polite. You know you were probably there for Tim, but you know that he was there. So Doug here is obviously somebody, and I did argue my case as best as I could. He's not going to strike me because he's just going to get a counter notification, and Tim's admitted that he's never going to spend money taking me to a federal case on copyright. And at the moment, when he sends a copyright strike, YouTube or removal, YouTube doesn't issue a strike to me anymore because he's done it to me so many times. So was there a judgment? Yes.
Well, then that's also what I'm so confused about. Like, what is the point of this lawsuit then? Is if YouTube is like, oh, we're also acknowledging that Tim is abusing this, so we're no longer going to strike your channel when he does these things, then what's the issue?
It was found in favor for Tim, and so yeah, you will correct that immediately. And there's that. Yes. You were not there for Tim. To support me, I smiled. Tim didn't look.
I just want her to start talking about the case again.
Observing. Oh, you were there for me? Well, thank you. Well, why didn't you come over and say hi? Now I'm mad that you didn't come and say hi to me.
Posif, buddy, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening? Did you want out? No. Buddy, come here, bud. You just gotta hang out for a little bit. We're working. He's being so silly. He's being so silly. How about instead of listening to Ray, we just give Posif pets? How about we just give you pets? Posif is tired of her getting distracted. Possibly. Except that he can't hear her because I have headphones in. Posifina ballerina.
Me. Or come and sit next to me. I looked over. Oh my gosh, well, so sweet of you. Oh, well, thank you.
I have very good hearing that he can hear what's happening inside my head.
Thank you. That touches my heart. Well, thank you. I wish you had come and spend. Now I'm mad you didn't was talking to properly and just I didn't know who. I wish you had. No, it wasn't to do with jurisdiction, actually. Tim did not win on jurisdiction at all. Actually, he did not win on jurisdiction. He tried for the jurisdiction, and he did not get the jurisdiction because it was determined that it was not an issue around fair use or copyright. So, yes, it was not about that. Oh, Tim looked terrible. He looked exhausted. He didn't look at me. No, he didn't. He didn't look at me. Well, I was definitely shooting some daggers. Can you appeal? I don't think so, because there's going to be some technicalities. I don't really remember. Probably Doug can remember better what he was wearing.
Was he wearing his Walmart polo?
He definitely had some sort of like sports shirt on, polo and pants. So basically, Tim, if you need help with copyright infringement claims, let me know. It's a pain in the A process, but it's worth it if you can get them kicked off of YouTube.
Oh, this is her. Okay. Oh, so she just. Sorry, I thought she was still reading things from the chat. I thought she was still reading things from the chat, but no, she's talking. She's now reading the screenshot that is on the screen. All right. Thanks so much, Ray, for getting back to what we were talking about.
Unfortunately, Tim, I couldn't introduce this into the court as evidence. This was literally, I was trying to get this email. Tim deleted the email, and the judge accepted his deletion of the email. So I could never get no, he's not 5'10". Tim was shorter than me. I was wearing probably 1 or 2 inch heels.
Listen, I think the lawsuit seems kind of frivolous and silly. But the pettiness of confirming that he looked like shit and that he wasn't 5'10" is funny. That is really funny to me.
And I'm 5'9", and he was not taller than he was not taller than me. I definitely probably looked taller than he was.
She said he was short and he looked like shit, y'all.
What would you say, Doug? Was I taller, Doug, or Tim? Or we might have been around the same height. I'm so sad that I had support and I looked over and I smiled because I was so nervous. Oh, I wish I'd known. Now I'm sad because I would have taken you guys out for a coffee. I would have loved to have taken you guys out for a coffee. I love meeting people. Okay, anyway. Okay, so it says, but it's worth it if you can get them kicked off of YouTube after they steal your content 3 times. Good news is Lolive Oil, a.k.a. Lori, a.k.a. Granny, I got her copyright struck once. If you can get 2 more, she's gone. These people are nuts. Sending tips, a.k.a. buy me a coffee to someone they don't like just to send a nasty message. These haters need a positive hobby in their lives. If they felt strongly about the hurricane, they could just send the dollars to the Red Cross. I guess they think Sarasota Tim is the governor of Florida.
I'm so confused. So she wanted to get this screenshot admitted as evidence into the court to show that Tim was trying to get her channel removed? I just continue to be so confused because her channel's clearly not removed.
And then Tim says, so true. And well said, Chris. Unfortunately, I couldn't get this in as evidence. I would have had to bring Chris to the courtroom. I tried to get the email exchange. Tim said it was deleted.
I'm just here to educate it on pop culture.
Hi, Christy. Thanks for 2 months of Prime. Christy, I'm not sure this is pop culture or that anybody's being educated. But here we are.
Thank you for offering to help me. I'm sure I could use some additional advice. I did have some videos removed via copyright. No thumbs down? Yeah, I get thumbs downs too.
Oh, so, okay. She's taking so long. I'm just going to get to the point. I was too nice. I gave Lori a chance to delete it herself so she wouldn't get a copyright strike. I have no idea why I'm being so generous to her. Anyway, that won't happen next time. Please contact me via my email address located on my YouTube channel. I would love to collaborate with you on cleaning up the epidemic of hate in our country. Thanks again for your generous support to buy me a coffee. So she's saying that whatever email Chris Google Maps sent to Sarasota Tim was some kind of proof that Sarasota Tim was trying to get her channel removed, and she was trying to do like some kind of discovery of evidence because of this interaction to try to get the email that Chris Google Maps sent to Sarasota Tim as evidence submitted to the court, but Sarasota Tim told the court, well, that email's deleted. That email doesn't exist anymore. I think is where I'm at. I think it's where I'm at.
I did have some videos removed for copyright. Also, so generous me to collaborate with you on helping clean up the epidemic of coffee. So that was pretty much the reason why I really felt strongly about not wanting to, that. And he told the judge, he tried to have the jurisdiction saying it was a federal case. The judge determined that it was not a case around copyright. Though we talked a lot about the copyright system, we weren't arguing about the copyright of a particular material. So we were able to proceed into trial. And so Tim's first motion was, fell flat. My motion to try to get that email that they had exchanged, I subpoenaed, I compelled it. He said it was deleted. That was the best I could do. There was no way. So that, unfortunately, without that email, I couldn't, really show the conspiracy. Obviously, Tim just kept saying to the judge that YouTube notified him when somebody was violating his copyright, which isn't really the case. You have to actually go into YouTube Studio. There is a thing called content detection. You go into content detection, and then you can see content that's potentially violating your copyright. Now, Tim, of course, is going to have that show up because he does have, commentary channels like myself, probably. Or he can just go in there without the content showing up and just...
I'm just so confused, though, because your whole case, Ray, depended on hoping to get an email that you didn't even know the contents of, that was exchanged between some man named Chris Google Maps and Sarasota Tim, because you saw an interaction between them in the comments of one of Sarasota Tim's videos.
Find my video, because it probably doesn't show up, because I'm
like him. For better or worse, like the YouTube copyright system exists and people are allowed to use it, and he used it in the way that he thought was fair, and ultimately your channel didn't get taken down. So I'm just really truly confused.
Not just showing his whole video, so it's probably not showing up in his content thing, and it's probably something that he's just manually going in and picking the videos. And so I think that's the biggest thing that Tim's probably doing. And he understood very clearly that if he kept doing this to my channel, he was going to get rid of me. And it's just one of these things that Tim has to understand about YouTube, is that
it really does feel like a huge waste of time and money. It just seems so silly. Honestly, truly, what it kind of feels like is that she just wanted to, like, try to put Tim in his place. Which, I don't know, to some extent, knowing that Tim is somebody who has abused the copyright system, like, I do kind of live for her being like, fuck it, I'm gonna make your life miserable for trying to, like, ruin my channel like that. But I don't know. I don't know that all of this was necessary for that.
And I have them too. I have plenty of commentators, and I have plenty of people who don't like me, which I find awesome, because I'm a commentator channel. So I'm not going to be out here really, apart from talking about this case, you're not going to hear a great deal about, really, other than my dogs, a great deal about my life, because I'm never going to locale quite like that. You're never going to hear about my work. You're never going to hear about my job. We know he lied about Johnny Vegas and the golf clubs. We know he lied. We literally have Johnny Vegas on video stating he only lent them to Tim. That was it. And yet Tim...
Old Johnny... Okay, get to your case, though. I don't need to hear about Johnny Vegas and the golf clubs.
Go out. Was given... He doesn't matter. He'll travel video, and all he has is a video complaining about gas prices and staying in a hotel room. You gonna see the hotel? No. Did you see the courthouse in Virginia Beach? No. I don't show that. I'm not a vlogger. Yeah, he's no conscience. He's zero conscience. He doesn't have a conscience. None whatsoever. And Atomic Sage, I'm sorry I showed your email address. I should have hidden that. I feel bad. I'm going to have to go back and blur that, guys.
She didn't. Actually, is that why the blur was on the screen? Did she try to blur it and it just didn't... It didn't work? Is that why that blur was there?
I didn't mean to reveal a email, but he might have had it on his channel before too. So, anyway, I feel bad now. Please don't send any emails to Atomic Sage. Please don't do that. If JJ is still, I don't think so. I think everybody's pretty fed up with Tim, So anyway, we get to the court, and so he does his motion, and it didn't go anywhere. Yay, real smorgasbord.
No.
Oh, no, wait!
I said, I wish I could
Wait, what did I push? I pushed something wrong. Fuck! I don't know where we were. Fuck. Oh, maybe here?
Representative to explain a channel because I don't have a free copyright. Tim was never... It was a turn win, and it really, I think the judge told me I did a really good job arguing my case, and it really was a technicality was the only reason why I did not win, because she would need to have a court determine if I was using his material under fair use. My saying it was under fair use and Tim saying I was violating his copyright, even though we weren't there to argue that issue, Tim was never going to say to the judge that he clearly understood 3 copyright strikes would take my channel down. And so because I don't have a Google representative to explain how copyright with their system works to terminate a channel, it would just be, and I couldn't, and I tried to produce the terms of service, but unfortunately I wasn't able to admit those into court, and Tim would not allow me to admit those to court. Thank you, Thomas.
What? So all of this seems to have really hinged upon her being able to prove that he was doing it to intentionally try to get her channel removed from the platform. Which one, she didn't have her channel removed from the platform. 2, he's permitted through YouTube's, go ahead and submit their terms of service. He's permitted through YouTube's terms of service to do that. I mean, the real issue here is that YouTube's copyright system is flawed as hell. that it can happen that easily. I'm about done with Ray because she's not really making her point quick enough, and from what I've sussed out, she can say all she wants that the judge told her she did a good job, but ultimately if you did a good job you would have won your case. And it's just not making any sense to me. Excited
Delirium have lost $30,000. I mean, Tim may not have lost $30,000, but I think he's lost about a lot of people's. I mean, I don't have any respect for him. I have respect for myself because I know I fought as hard as I possibly could and still have to protect my business and to keep my business on YouTube. Sarasota Tim, despite sending 11 copyright removal takedowns, could not take me off of this platform. And on top of it, now, if he keeps sending them, he could be terminated by YouTube because YouTube doesn't, really like people misusing that.
Well, that all would have happened regardless of you taking him to court, Diva. Like, Sarasota Tim is a loser. That's my opinion. He is absolutely a loser. And also, you didn't have to take him to a court to do that.
I want you to then take me to federal court. But Tim understood very clearly that what he was doing. And I send the counter notification saying it's fair use. And Tim admitted to the judge, he is not going to take me to federal court and he's not going to spend the money to protect his copyright. So have at it, guys. If you want to get to Sarasota Tim and you're prepared to do a counter notification, Tim will never take you to federal court. And he admitted it to the judge today that he would never spend the money on that. So he just had to act like he was, playing dumb, that the only thing that he knew was he was protecting his copyrighted material. But then he talked about everybody disparaging him. And I tried to make it very clear that he acted maliciously, that he conspired with other people. I would have had to bring a whole host of like I said, people from Google. It would have.
Well, yeah. So, Diva, when you're saying that you did such a good job, but you didn't have the necessary witnesses and evidence available to win your case, then you didn't do a very good job. You didn't have Chris Google Maps. You didn't have representatives from Google. So you could say technicality all you want, but you came unprepared and unable to fight this battle. It's just really silly and a waste of time, Diva. I want to go see what if here he talks about the court case, this thank you community for all the support, etc. Because that does sound like him saying oh, thanks for supporting me through this court case, but I just want to see.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Just pulling out of a rest area here. Old Mountain Dew will go right through you.
That old Mountain Dew will go right through you.
I got one coming. They're not gonna. All right, I see you. See, the truck has got a good warning system on it. 360 camera, even though it's an XL, that STX package.
I love that he chose to record after he started driving. The way that he could have just sat in his truck and recorded this and then started driving, I don't know.
So I Googled something earlier.
I even Googled, why do people hate?
Or asked AI because...
Or asked it, of course you
I've
did.
always noticed this. Why does it have this? What is it doing? It's a good thing. All right, you know how climate control air conditioning works in luxury cars where you put the temperature and you select the fan?
You're so irritating. Get to the part where you thank your audience. I don't care about your fucking car doing what it's made to do. Oh, wait. Godzilla, baby.
Godzilla, baby. There's power. There's power in the blood. Anyway.
That is small dick energy. That is small dick energy.
This doesn't have climate control air conditioning. but it kind of does. If you are riding along on a really
Okay, but where do you say
forced
thank
air,
you?
there, the Ford system,
Okay, this is irritating. Jane said the only thing I can find is him vaguely talking about a private matter and a couple comments infer about life and vibe with this one.
hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim, checking in with you. I'm back, and I'm back to stay. I'm back, and I'm back in a big way. Well, tomorrow, I'll be arriving. I've been out of town. I'll be arriving back in town, and I'm going to stop and grab Crash or 2 and take it home and work on that door and a couple of other things that I want to try and do my.
Also, I really don't understand why he thinks that this is it, that this is the move. This like picture-in-picture recording of the road in front of him while he talks to the camera. I don't understand why.
Myself, I didn't want to make.
But also, Tim, I heard you're not actually 5'10". 5'10".
Something bad worse, so I told him don't worry about it. I saw some YouTube videos on maybe how to adjust it or something, and somebody else said they know something about it, so that's what I'm going to do. And so that's that. I have been gone for a few days. I had a personal matter that I had to take care of, and that's behind me now, and we're all good.
Great.
So sorry, I was out, and
Tim is 5 Tims tall. Pez, thanks for the bits.
Personal things are personal things, so I know I tell everybody everything about my life on here, but not everything. But it's what, 96 degrees, traveling down the freeway here.
All right, so that's it.
Driving back. I won't make it home tonight. I've been driving all night. My hands went on the wheel. But
his laughs make me uncomfy. So you said that there's a couple of life and vibe comments. I would like to see those. I can hear haters, perfectly round heads exploding from offshore. Congrats, safe travels. Take care, Tim. Safe travels. All I can say is you crushed it, and I couldn't be happier for you, Tim. Sorry you had to be inconvenienced by some Looney Tune out to benefit because she cannot come up with any creative content, so she has to ride the coattails of others who are successful. We're using the word successful here pretty loosely. Sarasota Tim is successful? Keep crushing it while the haters go in the closet and pull a sheet over them and cry. Wow. You know the haters are going to speculate. Jeez. Winners win and the Riz prevails. Winning! Okay, Charlie Sheen. The fuck? We all know where you were, LOL. I try to stay neutral about Tim versus the haters since I don't know any of you personally, but congrats on putting that behind you. He's the winner. Process is always the punishment, even if you win. Goofy. Well, there's the update, essentially. Also, though, what is with these Sarasota Tim people and their dumb ass AI things? Ms. Vicky scolds Kentucky Todd over Sarasota Tim victory. Bottom line, Life and Vibe is now a bigger loser than Sarasota Tim. Yep, Ray is asking for 10 $20 super chats to reveal the court case, so thank you, Todd. Ray was gloating earlier that she made a few $100 from her live stream. The whole hater community is imploding. They all now have fatigue. Oh, so Kentucky Todd is a hater, an anti-hater, if you will.
Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Your friend Kentucky Todd here in Central Kentucky. Very hot Central Kentucky.
What would you do if an owl flew in your window and landed on your keyboard, laid an egg, and then started singing to you? It would probably be more interesting than what we're doing right now, Diva.
Hey, I've been monitoring the comments on my videos this morning, and I just wanted to, I don't want to necessarily say push back, but I just wanted to have some response to a couple comments. Well, mainly one comment, and that's from Miss Tricky Dicky Ricky Vicky, Miss Vicky.
Did you think you did something there, sir? Kentucky Todd, was that supposed to be funny? we got a regular old comedian over here, folks. So funny.
Tricky Dicky Vicky. Yeah.
So funny he said it a second time. Kentucky Todd, get you on a comedy stage.
Miss Tricky Dicky Vicky.
Oh, a third time. He does have a little tricky dicky on his mind. I wonder what that's about.
Hey, Miss Vicky. Miss Vicky's telling me that basically I need to mind my own business and I don't need to be commenting on this, that I need to let Ray tell her own story. Well, I mean, what story is there other to tell than that Ray lost?
Oh.
The lady in West Virginia lost.
Oh, she's in West Virginia?
The Florida
I think she's just in Virginia.
Man won. What more is there to tell? I mean, how many videos have I put out this morning? I put out a few, and now here I'm putting out a second one after the verdict has already come in, and we still haven't heard anything from Ray. You know, why is that, Miss Vicky? Huh? You want to tell us? Oh, I could tell you, because she lost, and she. Well,
this is obviously before the live stream we just watched, because Ray did come out and do the live stream.
Been pumping this up for months and months and months, and how she's going to get all this money from Tim, and she's going to win, and blah, 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 blah. And hey, I am not taking sides here. I just want you to understand that, Miss Vicky. And
yeah,
others.
Miss Vicky. Miss Tricky Ricky Dicky Vicky.
I'm not taking sides. I don't care if Sarasota Tim won, and I don't care if Sarasota Tim lost. I don't care if Life in West Virginia ViBe wins, and I don't care if Life in West Virginia ViBe.
What does he think he's being like shady with these with these names? It also does seem like he cares a little bit. Like, if you don't care, then why are you making so many videos about it, Diva?
Loses. It doesn't matter to me. I don't have any stake in the game. But as a reporter, I'm out here.
Sir, you're not a journalist. Be so fucking serious as a reporter.
Here reporting on these things. And so I feel it's my duty to...
Girl, what is your resume, Kentucky Todd? I'm just a regular working stiff looking forward to retirement, providing commentary and life advice for my fellow humans. Contact me, the E4mafia@mail.com. Well, first of all, surely that's like Gmail. Is mail.com an actual domain? An actual domain of like an email service? The E4 Mafia. Oh gosh, this is so funny. Olive branch. Oh, there's an olive branch extended. So he asked AI to make her hair normal for the second thumbnail.
Report the news of what's going on, and a major verdict here in Virginia Beach, West Virginia, is news and needs to be reported. So that's why I'm doing the video there, Miss Vicky, Miss Tricky Dicky Vicky.
Sir, you can keep saying that as many times as you would like, and it will still not be funny.
So I'm not happy that Tim won, and I'm not happy that Ray lost. To be quite honest with you, I'm happy that it's over. That's what I'm happy about. Happy that it's over, and if Ray is smart, she'll just let it go and won't talk about it anymore, and she'll just find another male YouTuber that's doing really well with his channel, and she'll start to pick on him. That's what'll probably happen.
Why? This is so funny. These men in the Sarasota Tim quarter of the internet are so fragile. So fragile. Like, listen, it is absolutely fair to say that, like, her lawsuit was silly and goofy. To be sitting over here and be like, look at Ray. She's such a misandrist. She hates men. Good if she does. Do you understand how miserable the at least one man that I know she covers is? Like, please, I'm gonna add you to the list, Kentucky Todd. You're annoying. Like, oh, she just hates men. She's just a big old nasty man-hating woman. Please.
So we'll see you guys soon. Maybe I might have a fourth video out today. Who knows?
Thumbs down. I almost never thumbs down things, but he got me real irritated. Kentucky Todd is done with motorcycles. Forget motorcycles. I'm getting a P instead. A penis? That explains it. That explains the Tricky Dicky Ricky Vicky. You're getting a P instead. A penis. Today the P stands for penis. Sarasota Tim awaits God's blessing of a bride. I cannot tell if this man likes Sarasota Tim or not. Prepped and ready for the trip of a lifetime. Did he go to Virginia?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Todd, Kentucky Todd. I do stuff. I'm getting ready to do some stuff tomorrow morning. Well, let's walk over here. As you can see here, the bike is all packed and ready to go. And I'm just out here. I'm gonna put my directions in the bike. That's what I've been working on last few minutes here.
I feel like maybe that's unrelated. Maybe that's unrelated. maybe that's unrelated to Sarasota Tim. Sarasota Tim, look in the mirror. You only have yourself to blame. Kentucky Todd has more views. Okay, so maybe he doesn't like Sarasota Tim. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna leave it at that. Not this man is Sarasota Tim in a different font. Kind of. Too many views for Todd. I mean, kind of. Some of these, well, I get why the stuff for Tim. Also, what is this AI thumbnail? Because that doesn't even look like Sarasota Tim. Neither does that one. You're not even... it's stupid. You would be better off just using an actual picture of Sarasota Tim, because why would I click on that thinking that that was anything about Sarasota Tim? Miss Vicky loves the fucking AI too, which is kind of irritating to me as a concept, because I don't know, it did feel like she really wanted to call me the F slur one day. But otherwise, I kind of did enjoy just listening to her yap. But all this shit is dumb. All of her dumb AI thumbnails. Like, Miss Vicky girl, we know you don't look like that. I don't get it. And see, you do have the ability to just do non-AI thumbnails. So I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyways, I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. Vicky, get it together, Tricky Dicky. I forgot about Tricky Dicky Vicky. Can I get the almost called an F slur tee? I don't know about putting that on a t-shirt. I should come out with some new stuff though, so let me think about that. But anyways, bye YouTubies, subscribe!